thinking about that barn and also thinking about this recent death in this church of this little boy. That night, while Gilliam's barn smoldered in the wet grass, Carson Chambliss suddenly showed up on the radar of the Madison County Sheriff's Department, and he'd been there ever since. He didn't seem to have any connections to the area, and there wasn't any family in this part of North Carolina that I could find. I called on a couple of folks around here who I trusted, who I knew could keep their mouths shut about these kind of things, and I found out he'd come up from North Georgia, Stevens County, about 3 hours southwest of here. It took a few phone calls, but it wasn't hardly a day or two before I was on the phone with Sheriff Tyree Nix in Toccoa, Georgia, asking him if he'd ever heard of a man named Carson Chambliss. Good God, he said, who hadn't heard of that son of a bitch? Nix said Chambliss always told folks that he was a mechanic, but all Nix had ever known him for was being arrested on little charges like petty theft and possession of marijuana and controlled substances. I had my eye on him for a long time, he said, but he had to go and blow himself up for us to have something that would stick. What do you mean, I asked. He cooked meth, Nix said, and he moved like a squatter back and forth between shacks and abandoned trailers, and we could never catch him. And then one morning, we had an old house explode about 10 minutes outside Toccoa. It was Chambliss. What was